Hey there, fellow denizens of the Tomb World, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Escape the Tomb World, Episode 3, A Refuge. It's not too hot out. I'm not seeing a whole lot of wild roots out there anymore. Like most of these giant roots I've already harvested. There's some in the southeast corner that are partially grown, but not fully. There's some up here near the compacted machinery. There's 3 trees, so that's 120 wood. So there's a little bit more wildwood out there, but I really ought to cultivate my own because it is a far run to get there. And not a safe one either. You love Yoda, he's adorable. Which one? The in-game Yoda? Or this guy? Oh, this little guy. Cuter than his digital counterpart, I think. Same could be said for my little Rhad in-game. Aye? Yeah, that's the internet. You see the internet over there, huh? Yeah. The whole goal of this scenario is to get you off this irradiated planet. Oh, okay. He's going in for the hugs. If you have a goal to suggest, do it now, because I'm about to pull for it. Hey, guy. He looks like a teddy bear? Oh, I know. Honestly, when he's not on stream, he is a cuddle bug. Like, he just spends all day being pet and carried and doted on. You're a bit spoiled, aren't you? Aren't you? Yeah. Did Daddy give you a bath yesterday? Or 2 days ago? And then what did you do? You took that little beard of yours and stuck it in the pumpkin. And got your little beard covered in pumpkin. He was at the vet yesterday, so he had to get a whole bunch of shots. So he's a sad little Yoda, because, you know, got to keep him protected from, God, so much. Lepto, Lyme, rabies, distemper, bordetella, heartworm, ticks, fleas. The list goes on and on. So yeah, all of your donations tonight going towards yesterday's vet bill. Wouldn't have it any other way. One of the issues is that Rhad here has no passions, so there's no activity that he can do to make him happy, make himself happier. You know, because when you work on a passion activity, you become a little bit happier. So that's a bit tricky. Oh, a whole lot of suggestions just rolled in. So let's poll for next goal. And Tangier, thanks for all the gifted subs. I'm just kidding. I can afford to take care of this little guy. No problem. Improved bedroom and rec dining room. I'll probably combine the two into like a rec dining situation. Focus on research. Add base defenses. Add a prison. Leave it up to Chan to suggest capital incarceration while I'm all alone. Set up the chem power grid. Train Yoda. Build a dedicated Yoda room. All right, so I did merge a whole bunch of options, and then Gooseus, I didn't include yours because there's no time frame on that, so it can't be a goal. His was add Echo and Tusk, but like I have no capacity to do that right now. So yeah, there it is. Give you 5 minutes to vote on that. And what I'm working on right now is I'm trying to make a battery, and then I'll set up a wood fire generator to then set up a biofuel refinery, to then set up a chem generator, and then to turn the raw fungus, which will rot within 2 seasons, into chem fuel, which does not rot. Unless you set it on fire. Ooh. Compacted steel. Up north. So, Next goal, up to you. It wouldn't be a terrible idea to... As a rich explorer, you actually start with gun turrets. So I'm thinking it wouldn't be a terrible idea to try to get all the way down here at an hour that everybody's sleeping, mine up some uranium, bring it back home, and set up myself some U-238 miniguns. Oh, do I need cooking? Yeah, let's set cooking as a higher priority than research so that I can actually cook for myself. What's my favorite color? I don't really have a favorite color. Black, I suppose? Or blue? Black and blue? I don't know. It's one of those, like... I just don't think it's, like... I just definitely don't have a favorite color or a favorite food or anything like that. It's not something that I've, like, thought about and picked for myself and gone like, oh yeah, you know what? I do have one food that I would eat over all other food. And that might not be true. I can actually think of one food that, like, I would never say no to. So I take that back. I might have a favorite food, or two favorite foods, both of which are totally not healthy for an adult to eat. And then, but for a favorite color, not so much. Your favorite color is Zomp? Still pushing ahead on that battery research. We're about 2/3 done. Oh, rad fungus. I shouldn't have let that rot, but oh well. Man, Yoda makes so much filth. Cheers. If you haven't cast your votes already, you can do that right now. Zomp is teal, but slightly darker, and a way funnier name. You know what? Yeah, you're right. Yoda here should take a bath. I'm going to add the shallow pond into the Yoda zone, so he can go bathing if he wants. Do you see how he's been avoiding the water anyway? He's just like, I don't want to go in there. That would be Yoda in real life. Yoda is not a swimmer. He's just a fungus eater. Marvelous Mike, thank you for the gifted subs. What can I train Yoda to do? I could train him to guard and attack. The same as a Yorkie. Yoda's essentially just a Yorkie reskin. So, you know, exactly like a Yorkie in basically every way. How would we know that there's an eclipse? Game, be serious here. Solar flares and eclipses have no... Well, I guess solar flares would knock out our electronics, but eclipses? Come on, man. I haven't seen the sun in, I don't know, at least 15 days? I'm talking about in-game, by the way. I do touch grass on occasion. I've been known to. Alright, so we just got battery research. And I'm going to poll you about what next research to grab, but I am also going to set up said battery and wood generator, which means I am going to need a bit of steel. Fortunately, you all saw fit to add a safe mining zone for myself, so I'm going to go use that now. Oh, don't dig here. That don't matter. So improve bedroom, dining room, rec room. Got it. Yeah, it got darker somehow. Yeah. Magical, right? So next research, now that we have biofuel refining and battery, could be sterile materials, drug production. Microelectronics. Anything else I'm missing here? gas operation, I guess. We start off with the charge rifle, so it's not like I'm about to downgrade to a heavy SMG, but I'll leave it as an option. Yeah. Yeah. Or other viewer suggestions. My underground sundial tells me it's an eclipse. Thanks. And Tech Wolf, thanks for the bits. I like it. Okay, now that it is not a psychic droner, let me reduce the amount of recreation that I do. And we're aiming for battery and wood gen to then trade up to chem gen. If you're wondering why chem gen over wood generator, it's more efficient, and then also you can put non-wood into it. So in this mod pack, it's way easier to grow fungus than it is to grow trees. Giant roots take a long time, and they're not all that reliable, and you don't get a whole lot of them. So that's why, primarily. And then another reason is, I think transport pods, given that I'm trying to get to an island, is going to be necessary. So again, another reason for chem gens over wood gens. Would we need hydroponics to get... So no, you wouldn't necessarily need hydroponics to get beer, but you would need to run a sun lamp. And sun lamps require such immense amount of power that it would be very, very, very inefficient. The only things that I can grow other than cave stuff is anything that has a light level requirement of lower than, or 50% or lower, which would be something like fibercorn, although in my current mod loadout, fibercorn doesn't exist anyway, because I don't have ideology installed. Fibercorn's an ideology thing. So if you take a look at the plants here, I can grow, let's see, I could grow nothing, like dandelions, daylilies, and roses. Those are the only other things I could grow without a sun lamp. And ain't nobody need dandelions and daylilies and roses up in here. Yeah, there's no fungal beer, sadly. Oh, I still don't have enough steel. Dang. All right. One more batch. Angel Strand is fabric. So Angel Strand creates cloth that does not have a light requirement. It just grows slowly in the stony soil that we have down here. All right, that should be enough. Just don't fail, don't fail. Okay, cool. I am not going to fuel it up, though, right now, because I want to get a biofuel refinery before I bother fueling it up. There's also another weird game mechanic to be mentioned that I'm not sure many of you know, so I'm going to mention it here. It's going to blow your minds. You know the feedback event, the ZZZT? They only occur when you have cabling, like power cables. You don't get them if you don't have power cables. So for me to avoid a feedback event, I can design the things that require power to not have power conduit. And therefore, you just don't ever get feedback events. Does the mushrooms light would help me grow regular plants? No. So regular plants require 51% higher light level or plus, and these mushrooms only give off 50%. In vanilla RimWorld, all crops that aren't cave crops require greater than 50%, except for flowers like dandelions, daylilies, and roses, and fibercorn. Fibercorn requires 30, and then potted plants require 50%, and then anything that yields food or fruit or whatever requires 51 plus. but I don't have ideology installed, so I can't show you fibercorn. But fibercorn requires only 30%. So you can grow fibercorn in caves in vanilla RimWorld if you use regular lights, but everything else is going to require grow light. So for instance, hay grass, and to look at this, you could just look like light requirement 51% for hay grass, or for rice. Light requirement 51%. Anything lower than 51% is not going to allow it to grow at all. And the only lights that produce greater than 50% is sun lamps. That's it. That's sun lamps and the actual sun. So short of building sun lamps, we're not going to be able to produce a 51% or brighter light. Alrightos, thank you for the resub. And it looks like you guys want me to get sterile materials next. Got it. So sterile materials here leads to radiation protection. And if we take a look here, the radiation, the gas masks and the like, I guess we can't see the recipe, but I know it is going to require some additional research beyond just sterile materials. But gas mask filters, so I should explain a little bit, but it does sort of tell you here. Gas mask filters are filters that are produced with a mixture of crushed rad pills and rad fungi wrapped in cloth. So the way this works is you have a gas mask and a suit, and your helmet, your gas mask, requires filters, and it's like one filter lasts you a day. So if you're in an irradiated environment, you need at least one filter a day to survive, which is going to be pretty essential. The other way to protect yourself from radiation when you're in a radiated biome is to eventually get something called a rad cleanser. A radiation collector here is sort of, you can think of it as like a grow light, but for radiation, where it gives you a radius of radiation-free zoning to give you like a bubble. But it does require 1500 watts, so it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap at all. And then there's an upgraded version of that called the Advanced Rad Cleanser, or the Nanotech Purifier, which requires 2300 watts, and it's an even larger bubble. But it's the cost to build it is a lot more expensive materials, so I think economically it's a lot better to just get multiple radiation collectors than one nanotech purifier. But if you wanted to go whole hog and go nanotech purifier, you can. It's just probably not in the cards for me. Alright, let's go ahead and grab the materials for the biogen, the chemgen. And then you all voted on... Well, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to do that right now. Because you wanted me to get a nicer bedroom / dining room. So let me think here. It should be close to the base, but not... Ideally not include natural tiles, so it can actually look nice. I think this area is the right area for it. Which means I might move Yoda up here. Giving Yoda this zone to play around. And then creating like let's see. Walled off here. And here. And here. It'll be dark. But we can, all of this is stone tiles, and then we can smooth that out and make it look nice. It also means definitely moving the... Let me cancel that. Definitely moving the the storage out of there because storage is ugly. So then I would put the storage in here once we're done. Okay, so build a nicer bed, dining room. So the hope here is that this passive cooler will be able to leak heat out to the larger dining room, and I'll close doors once it becomes poor temperature. So this passive cooler is definitely going to get destroyed. And we'll have to go back to a bit of steel mining. There we go. And then all of my production facilities are going to get pushed outside. I don't really care where it goes specifically, just not in the area that I'm trying to keep nice. So then this becomes a stockpile rather than here. Got to make sure my mood stays okay though. And then eating with a table would be essential. So forbid and cancel. That should be enough steel to set up the zone. And it keeps Yoda out of the zone, I think, right? Yeah, it's about to. Keeps Yoda out of the zone so it can stay cleaner. It is a thoroughfare, so it means it's going to receive a lot of foot traffic. So it will be dirtier than, you know, normal areas, but it's probably the best spot for it, I think. All right, then hauling and cleaning a higher priority. And we'll get everything moved where it needs to be moved. All right. Then all this here can be mined up. And smoothed out to make nice. I don't know how much time I'm going to invest in this. I'll probably re-poll multiple times. I'll try to make some improvements, and then I'll poll again if we're going to make additional changes. And these things are ways to grow. Oh, Wanderer join. A hunter named Phil has arrived and wants to join the colony. He's willing to contribute, but will not leave voluntarily, claiming to have nowhere else to go. Yeah, no kidding. It's an irradiated world, dude. I totally understand. You could choose to turn him down or send him away. However, your colonists will be disturbed if they send someone away in need. Well, I'll ask you. I'm pretty sure I know the answer. Do we accept Phil? Yes or no? He's a hunter. That's all we know about him. I think, as you all are voting, I am going to trigger the giveaway here. Resetting the eligibility for right now. It looks like we're accepting Phil. I'm not even going to continue that poll because it's like such a landslide. So Philip, oh dear Lord, get out of there, Phil. Oh my God. Oh, you better run. All right, so let's take a look at him. He loves drugs. He's bisexual, so he's going to be hitting on Rhad constantly, which is great. And he's also deaf, psychically deaf. He does like to train animals. He's okay at social, intellectual, and construction. The chemical fascination is going to be a bit problem for him because I don't have drugs in the colony, and he's going to be upset all the time as he will be starved. He has some ratty apparel and no health problems. And you better run. So there he is. And he's going to be raffled off to you guys. So the way these raffles work, you can hit ! raffle for the details. But essentially, any of my subscribers on Twitch are eligible to win the raffle. All you have to do is be active in the chat when you see that raffle countdown timer start to count up. I'm just going to go ahead and hide that poll because, yeah, Phil's here. We don't really need to vote on that anymore. And the absolute best of luck to all of you. So, Phil, I'm going to set you to hunt and construct. And I'll have you research as well. So, yeah, that should be pretty good. I'm going to set both of us to inside. And that means that with Phil and his desire for construction, it's actually possible to really spruce up this joint. The other thing that I'm going to need to do is to have a bedroom for Phil because, you know, Phil and I aren't going to share bedrooms. So maybe he won't even find me attractive. Maybe that's not even going to be an issue. We'll see. But let's go ahead and set up another bed. And for now, I might actually separate these out. I'll put a second bedroom in there. And then this kitchen stockpile shouldn't even have packaged survival meals because they don't rot and they don't need to be close. And then Phil, you should be set to simple meals. And then Rhad, we're going to have you come up here and get some additional steel. And Phil, I want you constructing the tiles. Not giving the first recruit to Viper? No. Normally, when you suggest a scenario and it wins, you become the title character. But Viper had designed this scenario so that I am the title character, which means that he's sort of forfeit. Although, fortunately for Viper, he happens to be included in a lot of my stuff, so it's not like he's, Phil, I don't want you building that. But I built it, and it sucks. So, guess what? That's your bedroom now, Phil. Here's a second bed, so... Okay, that's a little bit better. That's Phil's bed. And then this can be destroyed. But maybe Viper wins anyway. With any luck, he can. So you got 1 minute left on that timer there. And the goal is to try to make this dining room bedroom hybrid nice and comfortable. Is Phil's stats any good? No, they're not terrible. He has some okay passions. All right, Phil, I'm going to make you clean for everything else. No. And then smooth. Here we go. May the smoothing begin. And 10 seconds left on that raffle. So we're trying to make this room nice by smoothing it out and hauling things out of it that shouldn't be in there. And that's the raffle timer gone. Boop. Massia. Congrats. I'm going to call him Cam, but if you want to be a full Camassia, that's totally cool. Just let me know. @tag me, if you would be so kind. so far, I don't... they like one another, I guess. They haven't interacted much. She hasn't flirted with me, which is good. Cam's fine? Cool. Or I could call him Blue, or really whatever you want. So I'm going to get a little bit of disturbed sleep, but it's a nicer bedroom than what Cam has. Perhaps a goal of having Cam have his own bedroom. And then thanks for gifting out subs for your win. Did you gift those subs before the raffle? You did. So man, that looks a little rigged. But it wasn't. Scout's honor. Your chemical needs. That's going to be a big issue for you. Oof. At least you're not like an addict already, because that would be even harder to deal with, I think. Yeah, if it was truly rigged, it would be named like Kadath or Dave or something. You're right about that. One thing we could do for you is to get you out of your tattered apparel, so... I don't have enough angel cloth, or angel strand, or cloth to make a t-shirt. But given that there's two of us now, we could try to co-hunt an animal together, I guess. Let me see if there's any like animal corpses lying around. There is an irradiated mega spider, which is not going to yield, and a warg, which is slowly being eaten and consumed. And then a mole, which is gone. All right, goal. Continue making bedrooms and nice dining rooms, or new viewer suggested goal, or Rhad chooses. There you go. It's up there. You pick. So if I wanted Cam to have his own bedroom, I could do a bedroom here, I guess. Or bedroom here. That wouldn't be a terrible spot. The important thing is that I'm generating enough food to feed us, and I think that is true now, but I also want a ridiculous surplus of food, ideally, so that I can, so that I might be able to make a lot of chem fuel. And then also, I would say Cam probably should be on the same sleep schedule as Rhad, as it's safer to go out during nighttime when all the predators are asleep. Because that, I mean, look how many wargs there are, right? It's really not safe to go out there. That's probably one of the main challenges of this scenario. Being eaten by a warg or a bear, so very easy to have happen. Well, all the shrooms, you'd think Cam would find the good ones. This irradiated planet hasn't made any fun shrooms, sadly. It's all basic, boring shrooms. Alright, Mr. Rhad. You're about to rest, so I'm going to have you mine before rest. Oh, you made fun of me? Come on now. Don't do that. My construction skill is like twice yours. Nearly twice yours. Alright, looks like I am choosing. So, current goal. Set up. Oh, and a puppy treat. Sorry about that. Hey, buddy, turn around. Set up. Chem fuel generator. And a few turrets. Them's the goals, according to me. Wanderer join. An excavator named Birch. Should we accept Birch? Yes or no? And for the record, I'm resetting the eligibility of the giveaway just in case, so timer is up. Look at us grow. And I'll postpone that. I'll give you 1 minute to vote on Birch. More and more people. Yeah, no kidding. Did you insult me this time? Fighting robbers. That's what you joke about? I am concerned. I am legitimately concerned. Lawanato, thank you for the follow, by the way. We don't have food for these people? Not yet, we don't. What I could do is have Cam, who's a daring adventurer, go out here and build us a way to keep us protected so that I can annex more territory for food production. So I'm doing that now. All right, we are accepting merch. And she is 68 years old, a kind, great memory brawler with no health conditions. Holy cow, she is awesome. So she's a super miner, and she can do medicine, which is going to be very, very useful. Oh, and she also could do art, which might spruce up the place. Get in here, Birch. You better hustle, because outdoors is scary. So the raffle timer for Birch is up. In 3 minutes, I'll raffle her off. She's probably too old for Cam or Rhad to flirt with, as she's old enough to be our mother. So not likely to be a romantic interest for either of us, due to the differences in age. But I did, however, just manage to add a huge swath to our secure zone. So now all of that pinkish color is all behind walls, which means that this here is one big grow zone. So in these spots, I will grow, if I could select them, come on, minus you, I'll grow additional glow stools and giant roots. And then over here, I'm going to start to actually grow rad shrooms. Rad fungus, rather. So I think I'm going to need rad fungus sooner or later. So this is going to be rad fungus. And then glow stools. And then rad fungus. Oops. Glow stools. And glow stools. This section isn't farmed either. I'm just farming this because it's closer to the base. I don't believe that there's any animals inside the walls either. And then Birch, you are going to be set to nighttime schedule just like we are. You are a brawler, are you not? Yes, so let's have you ditch that auto pistol immediately because they are making you very sad. Set you up with the correct food and meds. And then you are also going to need a bed. So Rhad here will build you one. And she is a miner, so we'll get her mining. All this stuff is behind our walls, so she could just have at it. And then she could also start to shape the base as well if I want to... Alright, good bed. If I want to add additional stone. We do have a club in the stockpile, yep. So she can wallop people. It will make her a little bit happier to have a brawler with a, you know, melee weapon. And 20 seconds on that raffle, so good luck. Her clothing is not tattered. Good. Congratulations, Elizabeth. I'm guessing this is another Eli? Which is funny, because your last Eli was a bit of a butchering doctor, so hopefully this one is not either. Oh, and the pole is still up. Yeah, let me get rid of that. Birch is here. Too late to cast him out, or her out now. New home zone for the added walls. Bada bing, bada boom. And then Mr. Rhad, I'm going to have you grow over construct. And then Cam will be responsible for the rest of the construction. So Rad's out here now putting some rad fungus in the ground. Can we have private residences in their workplace instead of a general housing area? Sure. Would mean it would need to be suggested and voted on, though. So at the moment, Eli is grabbing enough steel for me to get a biofuel refinery, or should be. Yeah, it's some steel. Need a little bit more. This shouldn't be potatoes. It'd be rad fungus or glowstool. And this is rad fungus up this way. So rad fungus is required to make mask filters. That's why I'm starting to grow it now. I didn't grow it earlier because it rots rather quickly. About twice the speed of regular cave fungus. But we're going to... Oh, that shouldn't be that either. So this will be rad fungus and... Oh, giant roots there is fine. That's a good amount of additional fungus to keep us fed, I hope. Tripling our population. Okay, that is a lot of mining that we've already done. So we go. Biofuel refinery will be set up there. I'm going to forbid that so that Cam doesn't try to make it because he's not as good of a constructor as Rhad. If you want the rules, it's always in the commands. There's always commands for that. Always, always. So the first of the heal shroom is getting close to being harvestable, as is the angel strand. It takes a while. It takes a long time. Psychic Soothe is definitely helpful for our mood, though. So it was looking bad. Okay. So now we have everything sown, and it is time to do the biofuel refinery. After, I guess, we resow. Hey, Eli, I'm going to have you haul quickly. A brawler doctor, and you think the name Eli fits? Yeah, it's like you've never left. You never left us as a Wendigo. You're a Wendigo in disguise. I'm moving my bed inside here because it's going to be cooler because of the passive cooler. So then I'm going to move Eli's, I guess Cam, because I misclicked. Cam's bed inside the actual dining room, and then Eli's where Cam's was. So there it is, vial for refinery. And then this bad boy is going to make chem fuel from organics. I'm going to say forever, but obviously I'm not going to set it up for forever. We're going to make it out of raw fungus. I'm going to refuel this. And irradiated spider. So let's set inside. Let's go ahead and start refining some chem fuel. So I want to switch from wood fire to chem fuel as fast as I can. Cam is getting pretty close to fully smoothing out the floor of the dining room. And then there's the matter, of course, of keeping it cleaned and all that. So I'll probably only do one more batch of chem fuel. I'm also going to not automatically refuel the wood fire generator. Flick. Probably want another stool here. And then get Rhad back on making sure that we have the glow stool sewn so that we don't run out of food. This is a lot of power that is being dumped into the battery, but I might want to try to use up as much power as I can for things. I don't really know if I have a use for a machining table at the moment, because I don't really have the research to make use of bothering to construct one just yet. So I actually don't think that there's much for me to do at the moment. See, I've turned into a nice fireball. What? Marauder? I'm not sure what you mean. Another thing we could try to do, if we got better weapons or if I got risky, is to kill off some of the dangerous fauna like the wargs or the bears, because obviously warg and bears would yield a whole lot of leather and meat, allowing us to make a lot of chem fuel out of their meat. So that would be a really good way to create power through the slaughter of animals. Like you do. And I'm going to go ahead and double up our power generation, or power storage, so that the wood that's in this wood fire generator isn't wasted. We're down to 126 wood. Oh, the chem fuel? This chem fuel can't explode because there's no way to have a feedback event right now. So there's zero risk of that. Now, another thing I wanted to do, and I'm going to be doing this with Eli. Eli, you are going to be unrestricted. And you're going to make a bolt down here for this uranium. So the purpose of the uranium ore is so that I can make fireproof turrets. It's a bit risky to go out, but it's midnight. Everything dangerous should be asleep, and she should be able to get out there and back before she gets eaten by bears and whatnot. We'll just get a little bit of uranium at a time, but that uranium is going to be essential for toughened, ruggedized turrets. Thank you for tuning in to the RimWorld Miniseries Marathon winner for May, Escape the Tomb World, which originally streamed live on Twitch May 21st and May 22nd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that this series has since ended, it streams only once. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com or the description of this video have a link to Discord. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to all my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and people that turned out to this live stream, as well as viewers like you on YouTube. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or another series on Twitch. Farewell.